Water is the very essence of life on our planet. It is fundamental to all known forms of existence. Its presence shapes our ecosystems, safeguards human health, and underpins our daily routines. Many people around the world take its ready availability for granted. Yet the absence of clean, accessible water brings profound and immediate challenges to communities. This precious liquid carves landscapes from mighty canyons to fertile deltas. It has sustained and nourished civilizations for countless millennia. Without water, life as we comprehend it would simply cease to exist. The quiet, often unnoticed presence of water in our lives belies its immense, life-giving power and its critical significance for everything that grows and breathes. Throughout history, water has played a pivotal role in shaping human civilizations. Great rivers often served as the cradles of early societies. They provided the water needed for agriculture to flourish and supported the development of trade routes. Waterways have consistently dictated human settlement patterns. The rise and fall of empires have often been linked to their ability to manage and control water resources. Access to reliable and ample water sources was a primary determinant of both prosperity and power in ancient times. The most magnificent ancient cities blossomed along fertile riverbanks. This is a clear testament to water's foundational role in human development, societal advancement, and long-term survival. The stories of civilizations are frequently written in the courses of their rivers. Water's role in modern economies and diverse industries is absolutely critical. Agriculture, which feeds the global population, is overwhelmingly dependent on reliable water supplies for irrigation. Energy production, particularly hydropower, directly harnesses the power of water to generate electricity for homes and industries. Many manufacturing processes also require substantial volumes of water for their operations. The economic value of water is truly immense. It underpins global food security and sustains industrial output across numerous sectors. Disruptions to water supply, whether from drought or mismanagement, can therefore trigger cascading negative effects across entire national and international economies. This undeniable reality makes comprehensive water management a key economic and strategic concern for all nations. The interconnectedness of water with our global climate and the broader environment is deep and complex. The Earth's water cycles are fundamental drivers of weather patterns and influence regional climates. These cycles also sustain the rich biodiversity found in aquatic and terrestrial ecosystems. Healthy aquatic ecosystems such as rivers, lakes, and wetlands provide essential services like water purification and flood control. Unfortunately, climate change is profoundly impacting this delicate balance. It is altering rainfall patterns, increasing the frequency of extreme weather events, and changing overall water availability. Forests, sometimes referred to as flying rivers due to their role in atmospheric moisture transport, play a crucial part in regional water cycles. Protecting precious water sources inherently means protecting these broader environmental systems. The health of our planet is inextricably linked to the health of its water resources. Global water stress is a growing concern affecting vast populations. Billions of people already live in regions experiencing significant water scarcity. This number is projected to rise dramatically in the coming decades. The fundamental issue is a widening gap between the increasing human demand for fresh water and the planet's finite, sustainable supply. Several factors exacerbate this problem. These include rapid population growth, accelerating urbanization which concentrates demand, and increased per capita water consumption driven by changing lifestyles and economic development. This is not a distant future threat, it is a harsh, current reality for a significant portion of humanity. Water stress, often defined by the ratio of fresh water withdrawn to total renewable resources, has immense implications for human well-being, food security, and ecological health. South Asia, particularly the region encompassing India and Pakistan, stands out as a critical hotspot for water-related concerns. The Indus River, a lifeline for both nations, is a shared and increasingly contested resource. Recent political statements and actions have heightened tensions over the long-standing Indus Waters Treaty of 1960, which has historically governed water sharing. For instance, India announced plans in early 2025 to maximize its own water usage, potentially impacting flows to Pakistan. Pakistan is already one of the world's most water-stressed countries. It faces severe impacts from climate change, including rising temperatures, prolonged droughts, melting glaciers, and devastating superfloods like the one in 2022 that left millions without safe drinking water. The agricultural sector in Pakistan, which relies on the Indus for about 80% of its water, is particularly vulnerable. The Middle East presents some of the most extreme examples of water scarcity globally, with Yemen offering a particularly stark illustration. The country suffers from extreme aridity with very low annual precipitation. It relies heavily on groundwater, which is being depleted at an alarming rate due to uncontrolled extraction, often from thousands of unlicensed wells. Per capita water availability in Yemen is approximately 150 cubic meters per year. This is significantly lower than the already low Middle East and North Africa regional average of 1,250 cubic meters. The agricultural sector in Yemen consumes over 90% of the nation's water resources, largely through inefficient traditional irrigation methods. The ongoing conflict since 2015 has catastrophically worsened the situation, destroying over 45% of water infrastructure, including dams and distribution networks, thereby cutting millions off from reliable water sources. Water challenges are not limited to arid or conflict-ridden regions. They are emerging globally, even in countries perceived as water-rich. Brazil, for instance, holds approximately 12% of the world's freshwater reserves, yet it is experiencing significant water challenges. Between 2023 and 2024, the country lost a staggering 400,000 hectares of surface water area. In 2024, Brazil faced widespread water shortages, leading to official declarations of scarcity in 5 major river basins. Deforestation, particularly in the Cerrado savanna and the Amazon rainforest, is a major contributor, disrupting flying rivers vital for rainfall. Africa, a continent of diverse climates, also sees many nations grappling with severe droughts, a chronic lack of access to clean drinking water, and complex transboundary water disputes. These examples underscore that poor management, environmental degradation, and climate change can induce scarcity anywhere. Water scarcity is increasingly recognized as a potent driver of political instability and social unrest. When water resources dwindle, competition inevitably intensifies among various users. These users include the agricultural sector, which needs water for food production, industries which rely on water for numerous processes, and domestic consumers who need it for drinking, sanitation, and hygiene. This competition can easily fuel local disputes. These disputes, if not managed carefully and equitably, can escalate into broader social tensions and even civil disturbances. Governments around the world face immense pressure when water supplies become unreliable or insufficient. Their inability to provide this most basic human necessity can quickly erode public trust and undermine state legitimacy, potentially leading to protests and political upheaval. In several regions, water is transitioning from being a resource issue to becoming a direct trigger for conflict. There are historical precedents for water-related disputes, but recent events highlight a worrying trend. The Indian Prime Minister's announcement in early 2025 regarding plans to halt water flow into Pakistan from shared rivers is a significant example of such escalating tensions. The suspension of the Indus Waters Treaty, a pact that survived previous wars, signals a new level of hydropolitical confrontation. Furthermore, water infrastructure itself is becoming a target in conflict zones. In Yemen, the ongoing conflict has led to the destruction of over 45% of the country's water infrastructure. Such deliberate actions have devastating humanitarian consequences, cutting off essential supplies to vulnerable populations and potentially constituting war crimes. Control over water resources is increasingly being viewed and utilized as a tool of power and political control. Nations or influential groups that control upstream sections of shared rivers can exert significant influence and sometimes coercion over downstream users. This geographical reality creates inherent power imbalances that can be exploited. The threat of restricting water flow, as potentially contemplated in the Indus Basin, can serve as a powerful political lever in bilateral negotiations or disputes. Access to water can also be weaponized in more insidious ways, such as to deliberately displace populations from strategically important areas or to pressure certain groups into compliance. This manipulation of a fundamental human necessity highlights the emerging and dangerous geopolitics of water, where control over H2O is equated with national security and regional dominance. The devastating impacts of internal displacement, often caused by conflict or climate change, further strain already scarce water resources. In Yemen, for example, the conflict has internally displaced over 4 million people. This mass movement has, in some regions, doubled the local water demand almost overnight, overwhelming existing, often dilapidated water systems and fragile local resources. Such rapid increases in population density can quickly deplete local wells and springs. This, in turn, frequently leads to new tensions between the displaced populations and the host communities, who may themselves be struggling with water scarcity. Managing water equitably for these vulnerable, uprooted populations becomes a critical humanitarian challenge. This phenomenon of internal migration driven by water scarcity is a growing global concern with profound social and political implications. Addressing the escalating global water crisis requires an unwavering commitment to cooperation and the establishment of robust water governance. Transboundary water agreements, such as the Indus Waters Treaty, despite its current strains, demonstrate the potential for peaceful co-management of shared resources. For decades, this treaty provided a framework for dialogue and dispute resolution between India and Pakistan. Strengthening regional institutions dedicated to water management and fostering continuous, open dialogue among riparian states are crucial steps. Ultimately, genuine political will is the cornerstone of effective water management, both at the national level and in international basins. Effective governance must include transparent water allocation policies, clear regulations for water use and pollution, and consistent enforcement of these water laws to ensure sustainability and equity. Significant investment in sustainable water infrastructure and the widespread adoption of efficient management practices are essential. This includes the urgent rehabilitation of aging and conflict-damaged water systems, a critical need in countries like Yemen, where infrastructure has been decimated. Improving data collection, particularly for often overlooked groundwater resources, is also vital, as highlighted by the challenges faced in Brazil despite its surface water abundance. Adopting integrated water resource management (IWAM) approaches can help balance the diverse and often competing needs of agriculture, industry, domestic users, and the environment. Such investments in modern systems for water treatment, distribution, and wastewater recycling are not mere expenses. They are fundamental for securing future economic prosperity, social stability, and ecological health across the globe. The power of water conservation and improved efficiency across all sectors cannot be overstated. Promoting sustainable agricultural practices is particularly important, as agriculture accounts for the largest share of global freshwater withdrawals, often over 70%, and in crisis regions like Yemen, over 90%. This includes adopting techniques like drip irrigation and rainwater harvesting, addressing deforestation, as urgently needed in Brazil to protect crucial watersheds, and atmospheric moisture recycling is key to safeguarding natural water sources and cycles. Implementing water-saving technologies in industrial processes and encouraging water-wise habits in homes can collectively make a substantial difference. Public awareness campaigns play a vital role in fostering a culture of conservation where every individual understands the value of water. Finally, embracing innovation and responding with a collective sense of urgency are paramount to navigate the future of water. This involves exploring and scaling up new technologies such as advanced desalination processes, sophisticated water recycling systems, and data-driven precision irrigation techniques. Consistent investment in research and development is needed to create climate-resilient water solutions tailored to diverse local contexts. The urgency of this global challenge cannot be stressed enough. Continued inaction or insufficient efforts will inevitably lead to increased scarcity, heightened instability, and a greater likelihood of water-related conflicts. The international community, including governments, organizations, businesses, and individuals, must prioritize water security at the very top of the global agenda. Our shared future of peace and prosperity depends profoundly on how wisely we manage our precious water resources starting today. Please share and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content on global issues.